Christian Horner. Christian, many congratulations. We're saying it's now 12 in a row. That itself is a record, but 11 in a season, same as the MP44. We can now say that that is one of the greatest cars in the history of the sport.
Well, look, as a young kid, I remember watching, the McLarens of Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna achieving, that incredible feat, and think that we've now bettered that. They were an incredible team. I mean, Ron Dennis was an incredible team principal, and to think that we've now bettered that is something the whole team here in Budapest, in Milton Keynes, everybody behind the scenes has worked so hard for, and will mean so much.
Obviously an incredible drive by Max, but just talk about Sergio for a second. What did you guys talk about? Was there anything in particular, or something maybe even that he shared?
Well, look, I think he drove a great race today, and I think that his recovery, his overtaking was brave, his pace was fast. The way he made the places, passing Carlos, passing Fernando, passing Piastri, the strategy that he had. I mean, he was on fire today, and I think even Nico would have to agree with that.
That was very funny, Christian. So yes, Perez did an amazing job out there, and I would really recommend also that you make sure that the engineers now really focus on all his amazing things that he did today, and really build him up in front of Max as well in the engineering debrief later. So important, it's these small things that make a huge difference mentally, and we can see some of his passes here that were just awesome. That was a close one there with Russell.
That's brave.
Yeah, but that was Russell's mistake, because he exaggerated there unnecessarily. So let's hope Sergio can continue that form, right, for the next race.
Look, I think he will. I think a race like that only gives you a huge amount of confidence, and I think that his overtaking, the bravery that he showed, for me that was really a statement drive today to say, look, don't write me off. And I think that this will give him a lot of confidence.
What is left to say about Max Verstappen? I mean, you probably get fed about talking all the time, but he's just a master craftsman, and that car in his hands is achieving incredible things. I mean, he keeps his own feet on the ground.
Yeah.
Does he just set it a target race by race? As he's saying, he's not really bothered about the records. It's just go through his processes and making sure. I think he believes he can win from absolutely anywhere on the grid these days, doesn't he?
Well, look, I think that he's a driver totally at one with himself, at one with the car, total confidence and trust in the team. And I think that what we're witnessing with him at the moment is a sportsman, absolutely at the top of his game, and it's a joy to work with. He pushes himself. Yesterday was disastrous as far as he was concerned with the balance. But it just pushes him on, and I think what we compromised yesterday, we benefited today with a great race car.
He mentioned having an absolute joy to drive out there in that last stint. How does that make you feel? Because to have a whole run feels so good, and actually want to point that out to the team that it was so fun and felt good. He walked away with it the whole day, but he made a point about that.
Yeah.
That must feel so good to know that you were part of that feeling for him.
Look, it's fantastic. I mean, all we've done with the car is put fuel in it overnight. So, and we waited, the race. We knew it was going to be hotter today, and I think his engineering team, I think GP and Cookie and all the guys, that are supporting behind the scenes in Milton Keynes. They're doing such a great job of giving both drivers a product that they're able to produce that kind of race with. And I think, look, Max is a very modest guy. Sometimes he's uncomfortable with the plaudits that are given him, but he deserves all the credit in the world for the way he's driving at the moment.
Yeah, it really does. We were just discussing the upgrades that you brought this weekend. Perhaps was it a case of betting them in, or was it more focused on today? And if that's your last upgrade package for the year, right? So maybe that'll give the others behind you a little bit of hope. But it certainly seems to do the job this weekend. Is that now switched off for 2023?
Well, look, I think there's circuit-specific bits and pieces, because we race in Monza and other circuits like Singapore. They're all circuit-specific, and I think that we with the limitation, with the one tunnel time that we have to make our choices. And so, of course, we're having to put a lot of focus into next year now to make sure that we don't fall behind, because the others, you can see, McLaren have made a big step. We're expecting others to do likewise later in the year. Particularly with the extra time that they have available to them.
We are hearing a lot of rumors about challenges with the cost cap and things like that. Of course, you have some limitations because of last year's difficulties. Is it really, really difficult for you as a team to stay within that? Is that one of the biggest things that you have to focus on?
Well, look, I mean, of course, there's 3 sets of regulations now, but last year, Max damaged one front wing, and Checo had a crash in Monaco, and we had again very limited amount of development on the car. So we were, several million, below the cap, last year. And because accident damage and development, they're huge costs. So, and obviously this year, the biggest handicap we have is that lack of wind tunnel time. It's significantly less runs in a week than any of our competitors. So we have to be very, very disciplined on where we focus our development.
So how much of your time does that take?
Look, it's a company thing. I mean, I think everybody, every day, every week is talking about cost cap or budget cap or technical regulations, sport regulations. It's part of the challenge of what is now Formula One.
You guys seem to, maybe for the first time this year, be a little bit off in qualifying. Are you concerned about that, or was this just a little bit circumstantial and just didn't have a good qualifying run and put the lap together? Obviously, he missed it on the very last run, didn't go faster than the run before. Are you worried, or does this have anything to do with
not really. I mean,
changes?
If you look at the last low-speed circuit, I mean, it was only a heroic lap from Max in Monaco that got the pole there. Otherwise, I think Fernando would have had it. McLaren pushed us hard in Silverstone. But on race day, we've had a great car, and I think we've weighted our performance more towards Sunday than Saturday, and I think that's shown through again today.
Oh yeah, you guys won by over 30 seconds, I'd say.
Exactly. Enjoy it, Christian, with your
Thank you
team.
very much.
Well done. A great record.